Jai Hind friends, thank you for your valuable response in the previous video. In this video, we will see the transcription process in the eukaryotes. We have seen the transcription process in the prokaryotes. There are some of the differences in the transcription process in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We will see the transcription process in eukaryotes, and along with this, we will see what is the difference that is present between the transcription in prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. So let's start the transcription process in the eukaryotes. The transcription is the process in which there is the information that is stored in the DNA strand is copied to form the RNA with the help of enzyme, that is RNA polymerase enzyme. Transcription process, it takes place in the G1 and G2 phase of the cell cycle. And we also have seen that the transcription process in the prokaryotes, it takes place in the cytoplasm, while in case of the eukaryotes, the transcription process, it takes place in the nucleus. The enzymes that are required in process of the transcription in eukaryotes are the RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, and RNA polymerase 3. These are the enzymes that are required in the transcription process in case of the eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, there is only one enzyme, that is RNA polymerase enzyme, and this RNA polymerase enzyme in prokaryotes, it transcribes all three types of the RNA, that is rRNA, mRNA, and the tRNA. While in case of the eukaryotes, RNA polymerase 1 is responsible for the transcription of ribosomal RNA, RNA polymerase 2 for the synthesis of messenger RNA, and RNA polymerase 3, it is responsible for the synthesis of the tRNA. Remember student, in this eukaryotes also there is RNA polymerase enzyme which is present in the mitochondria as well as in the cytoplasm. Mitochondria as well as in the cytoplasm. The enzyme RNA polymerase that is present in the mitochondria and the cytoplasm of the eukaryotes is similar to the RNA polymerase enzyme that is present in the prokaryotic cell. Means it transcribes all types of the RNAs, that is rRNA, mRNA, and the tRNA. But in the nucleus there are RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, and the 3, which are responsible for synthesis of the ribosomal RNA, messenger RNA, and the tRNA respectively. Then we will see the transcription unit. In the eukaryotes also, the transcription unit, it consists of promoter region, structural gene, and the terminator. But there is some difference that is present between the promoter and the structural genes in the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. What the difference is, we will see. Now, in the previous lecture, we have seen the RNA polymerase enzyme and the sigma factor, it recognizes the promoter region in the prokaryotes. But which type of promoter is there? Which type of nucleotide sequence that is present on the coding strand? We will see. The RNA polymerase enzyme plus sigma factor, it forms the holoenzyme, and this holoenzyme, it recognizes such sites on the DNA in which there is TATAAT sequence that is present on the coding strand. It is known as Tata box. If this sequence is present on the DNA on the coding strand, it will be the promoter region. This Tata box is also called as Pribnow box. And this Pribnow box or the Tata box, it is present over the coding strand. There is a sequence of the TAAT nucleotide sequence on the coding strand. This is present in case of the prokaryotes. This Tata box or this nucleotide sequence, it is present over the coding strand. 10 nucleotide base pairs left from where the transcription process starts. Means if the transcription process starts, actual transcription process starts from this point, then after 10 nucleotides, there will be this sequence TATAAT or the Tata box sequence or the Pribnow sequence. This is the recognition site which is recognized by the RNA polymerase plus sigma factor. This is in case of the prokaryotes. There is another site near about 35 nucleotides away from the starting point of the transcription. Near about 35 nucleotides away from this starting point of the transcription process. And this is known as the 35 sequence. Means suppose the transcription process takes place from this point, then 35 nucleotides left to this point. There will be some nucleotide sequence which acts as the promoter region. and the transcription process it will take from this point. After 35 nucleotides, the sequence is the TTGACA. TTGACA. This is the nucleotide sequence that is present, yes, 35 nucleotides away from the starting point of the transcription process. These are the recognition sites in case of the prokaryotes. In case of the eukaryotes, there is also the active site or the promoter site or active binding site, and this site it is known as Hogness box. In case of the prokaryotes, it is known as Pribnow box or the Tata box. In case of eukaryotes, it is known as Hogness box or also known as the Tata box. It is the near about 25 nucleotides away from where the transcription process start. In case of the prokaryotes, this Tata box or the Pribnow box, it is 10 nucleotide bases left from where the transcription process start. While the Hogness box, the sequence TATAAT sequence, it is present, yes, near about 25 nucleotides left to the point from where the transcription process starts. This is the difference between the active site or the active binding site in case of the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. Another part of the transcription unit after the promoter is the structural genes. In previous lecture, we have seen the prokaryotes, they have many structural genes in one transcription unit, while in case of eukaryotes, only one structural gene is present. So the structural genes in case of prokaryotes are the polycistronic, while in case of eukaryote the structural genes are the monocistronic. Means in case of the prokaryotes, structural genes are polycistronic, while in case of the eukaryotes the structural genes are the monocistronic. The next part of the transcription unit is the terminator region. It is present at 3' end of the coding strand. Now the actual process of the transcription in the eukaryotes. The transcription process, it actually involves initiation, elongation and the termination. We have seen in the prokaryotes, the initiation, it starts when the RNA polymerase enzyme and the sigma factor, that is, this is the RNA polymerase enzyme plus sigma factor, it is called as the holoenzyme, it binds to the promoter region. In case of the eukaryotes, there is no sigma factor. Involved. There are only RNA polymerase enzyme 1, RNA polymerase 2 or the 3 enzymes, and they actually gets bind to the promoter region, and this promoter region, it is Hogness box or the Tata box. After binding to the promoter region, the process of the elongation starts. Only one type of the RNA polymerase is present in the prokaryotes. It will move along the DNA strand and it will separate the two strands of the DNA. Complementary nucleotide brought out and the new strand of the mRNA will be formed. Same will take place in case of the eukaryotes also. And at the last, there will be the termination. Now see the difference. In case of initiation, RNA polymerase plus sigma factor, means this sigma factor binds to the RNA polymerase. Sigma factor itself is the subunit of the RNA polymerase enzyme, and they will form the holoenzyme. But in case of the termination process, rho factor do not bind to the RNA polymerase enzyme. It binds to the newly synthesized mRNA or it binds to the DNA, but it do not binds to the RNA polymerase enzyme. Remember this one thing. As this rho factor binds to the newly synthesized RNA, this RNA polymerase enzyme and the DNA, they will get separated, and the mRNA and the DNA hybrid, it will get also dissociated and the mRNA will be formed. In case of eukaryotes, termination mechanism is not yet known, but there are no rho factor in the eukaryotes. There is another mechanism in the termination in case of the eukaryotes. Most of the students, they get confused which is coding strand, which is template strand, which is 5' end, which is 3' end or 5' or 3' end, which is promoter region and the terminator region. Actually, it is very simple. The strand on which the Tata box is present or Pribnow box is present, it is the coding strand and it will act as a 5' end. Means the promoter region is present at 5' end of the coding strand, and its complementary strand, it will act as a template strand, and the new mRNA, it is synthesized having the sequence complementary to the template strand. Actually, this sequence on the mRNA strand is similar to the coding strand, except in the coding strand there will be thymine nucleotide, while in case of the RNA there will be the uracil nucleotide. The sequence on the newly formed mRNA and the coding strand is similar. That's why this coding strand is also called as the sense strand, or also called as non-template strand, while this template strand is also called as non-coding strand or antisense strand. Now we have seen the transcription process. It involves initiation, elongation, and the termination. After the termination process, the RNA are formed in case of the prokaryotes as well as in the eukaryotes. But in case of the prokaryotes, these RNA formed, these are mature RNAs, and they do not contain introns. Introns are not present in the RNA that is formed in the prokaryotic cells. And these RNA, these are formed by only one enzyme, that is RNA polymerase enzyme. In case of the RNA that are formed in the eukaryotic cell, this RNA, it may be mRNA, rRNA, or a tRNA, depending upon which type of the polymerase enzyme is involved in the transcription process. If it is RNA polymerase enzyme 2, it will be the mRNA. If it is RNA polymerase 1, it will be the ribosomal RNA. The introns are not present in the RNA that is formed in the prokaryotic cell, and this transcription process in the prokaryotic cell, it takes place in the cytoplasm. In case of the eukaryotic cell, the transcription process, it takes place in the nucleus. After transcription from the DNA, yes, there is formation of immature RNA. There is formation of immature RNA, and this immature RNA, it is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. It is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. इन यूकैरियोटिक सेल जो RNA फॉर्म रहेगा उसमें इंट्रॉन्स एज वेल एज एक्सॉन्स प्रेजेंट रहेंगे. That's why it is not fully matured RNA. It is called as the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. This heterogeneous nuclear RNA, it contains introns as well as exons. Introns as well as exons are present in the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So it needs to be processed. So post-transcriptional changes takes place in this heterogeneous nuclear RNA in case of the eukaryotic cell, while in case of the prokaryotic cells, there are no post-transcriptional changes. Now, what are the post-transcriptional modification or the changes? We will see now. Suppose this is DNA. From this DNA, RNA is formed, and this RNA, it contains both introns as well as the exons. Suppose this is exon, this is intron, this is exon. Again, suppose this is intron, this is exon. Suppose again this is introns. These introns are the non-coding sequence. They will do not code for any protein. They do not undergo the translation process. Exons, these are coding sequences and they undergo the translation process. Introns, they do not code for any protein, hence do not undergo the translation process. Introns, these are non-coding sequence. Exons are the coding sequence. As introns do not code for any protein, they should be removed. And the process is called as the post-transcriptional modification. It includes, first step is the capping. In this capping, methylated guanosine triphosphate, it is added to the 5' end of the newly synthesized RNA or the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Means methylated guanosine triphosphate, this is added to the 5' end of the newly formed RNA. This is the capping. This capping is required for the stabilization of the RNA. First reason, required for the stabilization, and this cap is also required for the translation process. The second step is the splicing in post-transcriptional modification. In this splicing, the non-coding sequence, that is introns, are removed and only exons will be present in the RNA. Removal of introns from the heterogeneous nuclear RNA, it is called as the splicing. If introns are removed, the structure look like this only. There are no introns in the RNA. There is methylated guanosine triphosphate at 5' end. There will be 3' end, and now this mRNA or now this RNA, it contains only the exons and not the introns. Third stage is the tailing, and in this process, in this tailing, adenine nucleotide are added to the 3' end of the RNA. Now this structure, it will look like this. Just polyadenylate or number of adenine nucleotide are added at the 3' end of the RNA. This is called as the tailing. It is also required for the translation process. Now this is fully matured RNA, and now this HN RNA, it is converted into the fully matured RNA or mRNA. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA, it is non-functional, it do not undergo the translation process, and it is non-active also. After post-transcriptional modification, after capping, splicing, and the tailing process, it is converted into the functional active mRNA. Remember, all this post-transcriptional modification takes place inside the nucleus itself. After fully matured mRNA is formed, this fully matured mRNA, it will enter into the cytoplasm through the nuclear pore. And after entering into the cytoplasm with the help of tRNA, ribosomal RNA, and with the help of ribosomes, from this mRNA, yes, proteins will be formed. Means this mRNA, it will undergo the translation process. mRNA इसका translation हो जाएगा. Now remember the difference. In prokaryotes, introns are not present in the newly synthesized RNA. Hence, post-transcriptional modifications are not needed, and the transcription and translation process in prokaryotes, it takes place in the same site compartment, that is in the cytoplasm. Hence, translation process as well as transcription process, they takes place simultaneously. They may take place simultaneously in the prokaryotes, but in case of the eukaryotic cell, the transcription process takes place in the nucleus, and the translation process takes place in the cytoplasm. Complete transcription process takes place in the nucleus, and after the fully formed mRNA or active mRNA, it will enter into the cytoplasm. Then the translation process starts. This is about the transcription process in the eukaryotes. So students, we will see what we have seen in this lecture. In case of the prokaryotic cell, the transcription process takes place in the cytoplasm, while in eukaryotic cell, it takes place in the nucleus. In case of prokaryotic cell, only one type of the RNA polymerase is involved, and this RNA polymerase is responsible for the synthesis of ribosomal RNA, messenger RNA, and the tRNA. In case of the eukaryotic cells, there are mainly 3 types of the RNA polymerase enzyme that are present in the nucleus. RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, and RNA polymerase 3. Remember, in case of the eukaryotic cells, such type of RNA polymerase enzyme is also present, but it is present in the mitochondria, or if it is plant cell, it is also present in the chloroplast, which is responsible for synthesis of all 3 types of the RNA. And this RNA polymerase 1, 2, or 3, these are present in the nucleus in case of the eukaryotic cell. Then the difference in case of the transcription unit, the promoter region. In case of the prokaryotic cells, this promoter region, it is the Tata box or the Pribnow box. Means there is sequence of 6 nucleotide TA, AT nucleotide sequence, which is present 10 nucleotides left from where the transcription process starts. While in case of the eukaryotic cells, the Tata box or the Hogness box, it is present 25 nucleotides left from where the transcription process takes place. The difference in case of the structural genes, in case of prokaryotic cells, the genes are the polycistronic. Means one transcription unit, it contains many genes. While in case of the eukaryotic cells, the structural genes are the monocistronic. Polycistronic genes present hai. For example, in case of bacteria or in case of E. coli, the structural genes in one lac operon, the structural genes, they may be lac Z, lac Y, or lac A gene. These Hence, many genes are present in the single transcription unit. That's why it is the polycistronic. In case of termination process, the rho factor is involved in the prokaryotic cell. But in case of eukaryotic cells, no such rho factor is present. In initiation process, sigma factor is not present in the eukaryotic cell, while the sigma factor is present in the prokaryotic cell. Remember here, during the initiation process, this sigma factor, it gets bind to the RNA polymerase enzyme, and they both, RNA polymerase plus sigma factor, they will recognize the promoter region. But in case of the termination, this rho factor do not bind to the RNA polymerase enzyme. This rho factor, it gets bind to the newly synthesized RNA, or it get bind to the DNA. It do not get bind to the RNA polymerase enzyme. Such rho factor is no present in the eukaryotic cell. After the transcription process, RNA are formed. In case of the prokaryotic cells, in the RNA there are no introns. Introns present nahi rahenge. Introns kya hai? What are introns? These introns are nothing but the non-coding sequence, and these introns do not take part in the translation process. Hence, they need to be removed. No introns are present in prokaryotic cells. That's why no post-transcriptional changes are needed. But in case of eukaryotic cells, introns are present. That's why post-transcriptional modification or post-transcriptional changes are needed in the eukaryotic cells. As in case of prokaryotic cells, no post-transcriptional changes are needed. Transcription and translation process, they may take simultaneously within the same compartment, that is in the cytoplasm. But in case of eukaryotic cell, post-transcriptional modification, they takes place in the nucleus, and translation takes place in the cytoplasm. Hence, first there will be post-transcriptional modification in the nucleus, and after maturation in the cytoplasm, translation takes place. Post-transcriptional modification, they includes capping, splicing, and the tailing process. In capping, there is methyl guanosine triphosphate. It will get added to the 5' end of the HN RNA. After that, there will be splicing. The introns are removed, and only exons will be present in the RNA. And at the end, there will be the tailing process. In this process, number of adenylate nucleotides or residues, they are added to the 3' end of the RNA. And after this capping, splicing, and tailing, the RNA, it is RNA formed. It is the functional and active RNA. And now this RNA or this mRNA, it will move from nucleus into the cytoplasm, and with the help of ribosomes, with the help of ribosomal RNA and the tRNA, it will undergo the translation process. Means in the cytoplasm, translation takes place. So this is the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells in case of the transcriptional process. Thank you.